Okay, we're live. Namaste. Greetings, everyone here and out there. Today it's Thursday again, and we're going to talk about something which is very deep and insightful and very important to me. It's something that is provided to me with wisdom, insight, awakening, and this life force to do this work and this full-blown enlightenment. And that is my guru. So in the back, you will see the picture of my guru. He was, his name is Om Baba, and it's really interesting story. We're going to talk about guides and gurus today. Why I decided to talk about it, because I thought there's so much more to the guru, the soul guru, and if we're not aware of it, we can't make use of it. We can't use that intelligence, that wisdom, we can't access it. So many people, especially in the West, would not be aware, because these days guru is used for expert too. In Nanaimo, there's a landscape guru. So there's makeup gurus, there's yoga gurus. So even for somebody just expert or trained in a field, we call them gurus, right? But they're not really gurus. So what was the ancient wisdom, and what was the meaning of a guru? And how were they supporting us? And what was our relationship to them? And what could we achieve through their wisdom and blessings and their insights? That's what we're going to talk about today. I come back to my guru, Om Baba. I was born in Delhi, and he was there before I was. So my father was not a very religious man at all. In fact, not religious. He was Sikh, and my mother was Hindu. So, but he went to the Sikh temple, but only went in the morning for one moment. He would offer something and take the prasad, which was the blessing, and come out and then go back to his courts. He was a lawyer. Never talked about God, never talked about religion, never talked about divine philosophy, never talked about good and evil, what was right. All my life, I never heard him ever come up with any moral code or anything like that. It was just basic living. Okay. So being a Sikh, going to the Sikh Gurdwara every day, Bangla Sahib in Delhi, he never spoke about anything. But my mother, on the other hand, was always interested in pundits and astrologers and anybody who could bring some insight or answer some questions. She was kind of always looking and a bit tortured with her life, so she was always searching. Coming back to my father, there was only one person that he would go to meet, and it was this Om Baba. So Om Baba lived in Old Delhi, and we were in New Delhi, newer part of Delhi. At that time, you couldn't take the car into Old Delhi. So you would have to actually park the car way out near, not Red Fort, but another Gurdwara, and then take the rickshaw and just crowded place, and or a little buggy to get to that small place. So I remember going there, and the entrance was just like really small, this big, maybe. And we would have to go like to upper story. And the stairways they didn't have railings or anything, and really steep. So there was just a rope hanging. So we had to just grab onto the rope. And we didn't know if that would ever break, and then just climb up all the way. So as a girl, I would go there, and we would go there probably once a month. So it was really interesting. Om Baba had two little rooms, very, very small. One was maybe 7 by 7, and maybe one was maybe 9 by 9 or 10, like really small. So when you entered, he wore a loincloth, that's all, nothing on the top, just a loincloth. So we would find like a small, like a havan kund, like a fire thing going, and there was a fire burning all the time. So night and day, there was a havan going on, and he would chant or do whatever his prayers, and a lot of silence. Somehow he was so my father had come to know him from one of the judges who had great respect for the Baba. Now, Baba never asked my father what he wanted in life. My father never asked him or desired a thing. They would just sit in front of the small fire and kind of not even pray, because I've never seen my father pray or even meditate. He would just sit there gazing at this fire that was burning. So was Om Baba gazing at this fire. And then he would, up his glance, look at the father and just say, okay, would you like some tea? So he never offered tea, but he was quite fond of my father. He would offer him tea because all he had was this chai. He lived on chai and fruits one time a day. So, and my father would come back. There was no exchange ever of what was being given, what was being asked, nothing. Because Om Baba seemed to always know. And just with the gaze, there seemed to be a pact, something inside that completed everything, I think. So it was quite interesting. That's how we grew up. And I remember very early in life, I had these intuitive gifts. I could communicate with the trees. And then there was a time I started to see people who were dead, who were no longer in the physical realm. So I would see them, they would come and talk to me, and I was quite young. And I was really scared of this. So I stopped talking. And when I would start talking, I would just stutter. So words wouldn't come, and so my mother got very concerned, and first of all, I was taken to the family doctor. He checked me. There was nothing. Another month went by. I still couldn't speak properly. All of a sudden, I'd stopped speaking. So, and just gazing at things, looking around as if communicating to, other entities and stuff. So my mother took me to a psychiatrist because they thought that maybe I was abused or maybe something had happened and, some trauma. So the psychiatrist, I remember, was asking me, do your male cousins stay in the house? How close are you to the father? I said, yeah, we're on his lap a lot, So there was his prying for all this, so to get some clues, but there really wasn't anything there. So then finally my mother decided that this weekend on Sundays they would go visit Om Baba, that they would take me also. And I remember really clearly after what happened with him. Before then, I didn't really pay so much attention. We would just go up, sit there. He would give us a fruit and then we would come back. So this time he took me and she said that, she doesn't talk, she's somehow communicating. She says she's seeing all these people coming to her, wanting to talk to her, and she's really going nuts. Mother was really concerned that I was losing it. So Om Baba just looked into my eyes, gazed into my eyes, and then just closed his eyes for a minute or two, and then he just looked up and he said, she is born with many gifts and they have just awakened before they should. They should not have awakened at this time. And then because she's so young, I was about 8 or 9 or maybe about even less, that she is just getting scared. They're too much for her. So they've overwhelmed her senses and she cannot control her space. She's not comfortable. So that's all. So we are going to close down all these gifts till she's ready to be awakened. So I didn't know what those gifts meant. I didn't know anything. All I knew is something would be closed down in my head, so I would not feel the way I was feeling. So it was really interesting. He took some ashes from this Havan-kund, that fire he had. He took them, there were some cold ashes, and then he put them in a small piece of newspaper and gave it to my mother, and he said that he just prayed and he said, tie it on her arm. And so my mother said, how long should we leave it on her arm? It's like an armband. She said that, he says, the day it gets lost, it's no longer there with her, then within a few weeks after that, her gifts will awaken. It's meant to. It will just go away. because then there's no need. So it was kind of spooky, but so my mother came back, took a piece of silk cloth, a blue cloth, and she tied these ashes in it, and then I wore them on my arm, only took them off to have a bath, till I came to Canada, which is many, many years later. So nothing happened. I could still communicate, but I never felt haunted or scared of anything. Just one quick story. It's really how gurus keep their promises and how they can deliver without even sometimes talking to you. And I'll come to how your guru, especially the soul guru, is your soul keeper. I'll describe to you how that happens. But just this one thing. He had promised by this time I'd really become very close to Om Baba and my mother too. And he promised us that I will definitely visit you before I pass from this plane. So my mother, he would never go to anybody's house. So my mother really wanted his blessings in our house. So she was, you have to come, and he promised her. So one day, again, maybe a few years later, it was afternoon, only my mother and I were in the house, all the servants were sleeping, and maybe about 1:32, and we would lock we had courtyards, so we would lock all the doors and everything, and the servants would lock from outside the main door and then go to sleep. When they came, they would again unlock from outside and come in. So we would not be disturbed as such. So one day, all of a sudden, in the courtyard is Om Baba, and he's walking in. And his old Delhi was really far, so right away, my mother just got up and, oh, how come you've come? We didn't know you were coming. We didn't prepare for you. So she told me quickly. He said, I just came. He says, no, just go to get the servants. We have to get Om Baba something. And he said, no, don't go. He asked me if I was doing my mantra that he had given me and if I was scared anymore. I said, no. And he said, I've just come. I'm just completing my promise. I promised you I'll come to your house. So I've come to see you. And, he blessed, just like that, just touching us on the head. And I ran to get the servants with that so they could make him something. And meantime, he said, no, he doesn't need anything. He just came to bless because he'd made a promise and he wanted to just keep that. So, and then he started to walk out. So the servants came. My mother quickly got off the bed. She was taking her afternoon nap when this happened, and she got off the bed, put on her sandals, and rushed after him that, Baba, don't go, just wait, the servants are coming, we'll make you chai. And then when we went courtyard, and no Baba. On the streets, no Baba. So the servants went everywhere, no Baba. So my mother was just shocked that how could he have come just by, there's no way he can walk. So it was not till next day at 10 o'clock when a guy came and informed us that Om Baba had died that same time when he had, when he had visited us the day before. So when he came, he was no longer in that body, yet he was in the physical body. He blessed us, talked to us. So when we talk about, this is the guru I'm talking about. This is the soul guru who steps in all the time, who is your soul keeper. So keeper means for ages, all incarnations, all times, between life and death, in life, before death, after that, many, many dimensions, they are protecting us. They're with us. We all have the soul keeper. Sometimes we are lucky enough to meet them in an incarnation. They come. But even if we can't see them, they're there. They're there. Sometimes when they say in India, if you're very blessed, you'll find your guru very quickly in life, very early in life, right? And or either way, we are all blessed. So the soul keeper is this spiritual power, call it, that they have established themselves in every domain, every dimension, because we have parallel lives. Sometimes we think that one soul, one body, this is me, this is my soul. It's not. Our soul could be having parallel lives, simultaneous existence. We could be on other planets. This consciousness could be at many places, right? Even on this planet at one time. So the soul keeper is your link to the outer worlds, to the inner world. So when people say that I just want my inner guru, I want to listen to my inner guru, what are they listening to? The soul keeper, actually, the soul guru, is there also the inner guru that's prompting them through dream states. So it's not different. We see them as somebody different. They're not actually. They're just full-blown manifestation of spiritual embodiment on all dimensions and aspects. So they have ascended. They're not ascended masters. They're actually just basically in space, like space stations, holding us, connecting with us. They appear in deep duress sometimes. They'll take a physical body, or people will, they may appear, or they may even come when, for instance, there's a big change coming, or that you're going to lose yourself totally. So what happens is that, what is the soul keeper's, what is your spiritual guru's job? To keep you intact so you never get too battered and badgered and you never forget who you are. That's all their job is. It's not to get you a husband, get you a job. It's not to get you a daughter or a child. They are not that guru, because they are actually working with you to work in life, to develop in life, to be there. So one day you will also be that soul keeper. But they are there. When you start to lose yourself, they step in. So it's like, so you are never forgotten. So you can never be forgotten. You can never be lost. This is your soul keeper who's always present. I was lucky that I had him in physical body. And when I had my awakening in 1992, just a few weeks before, I had this a guy, a designer, because I was in wholesale retail and outlets too. I don't know if you remember Dion, this beautiful, yeah. And Dion was my designer. One day he was not happy with me. And he worked for me, just graphic designs, designing the clothes. Then I would take them to Thailand, Hong Kong, and India and get them made. So he was not too happy, maybe for whatever reasons. He wanted money. So he stole my wallet one day from my purse. Now, when I was in Canada, I wasn't wear this thing that protection Obama had given me. I would just put it in my wallet. And 2 weeks before my awakening, the wallet disappeared with that. And I was really worried that it wasn't about the money that he took, but it was that this protection was gone. Because I was taking so many risks. I was chasing spirituality. What is God? What is behind this? What is it? So early. For that, I did so many things, putting myself at all kinds of risk and putting myself out, in the universe to experience that. But I could do it. I could jump so high, so deep, so low, because I always felt I was protected by my guru. I always knew I was protected, right? And then when I lost this, I got very concerned. It was not till 24 hours later I remembered that he had said, that he appeared again and he said, don't you remember? I told you that when this goes, it'll be time. So they're not teachers. We mistake them for teachers. They're not teachers, because you can only learn when you're healthy, when you're feeling agile, alert. You can't learn from a teacher when you're weak and tired and ready to die, or sick, or a baby, right? So teachers have an interim role where you may learn a technique, or you may learn information that they have learned from somewhere. They're passing on the information to you. They may answer your questions, but these questions are all about life. How do I do that? When should I do that? What is your advice? It's like going to an accountant, right? Mm-hmm. It's like going to a lawyer. Okay.
I just wonder, how does that compare to spiritual guide or guardian angel?
Yeah.
Is that not like the spiritual guide?
Yes. It's not. Teachers are different. So
I mean, the guru and the spiritual guide, that's not the same.
They could be the same. Yeah, absolutely. Your spiritual guide, your guru could be the same. Absolutely. Yeah. The relationship you may also have with your guru, maybe sometimes it'll turn like a child, sometimes a friend, sometimes like a lover, sometimes a parent. That relationship could be changed too, many times. You know, they could appear in any way, whatever you need, and deliver that. So this one person could be many things to you. You know, your advisor yet take shit from you when you're not feeling so good, you know, all of that. Yeah. But this is not about, like I said, they're not teaching you a technique. Then they don't belong to a cult. They're not guru of a cult. They're not looking for a following. They're not looking for disciples. They're looking out for you personally as a soul. That's all. Because they don't have a religion to propagate. They don't need all these people chanting with them or doing that. Because if that happens, fine. But they are not in need at all of anything. Their simple responsibility is to protect your soul so it can come to its fullest enlightened state. And since they have done the journey themselves, they know exactly where you are. They know you. They see you. So when they talk to you, they're directly talking to you because they know you. So it's not like guessing. It's not generic advice. It's not like just any advice. It's not like a Tylenol effect. It's personally, they will say, oh, this is wrong. I think you should do that. And then you get back. So their simple, like I said, their simple responsibility is to take care of your soul so you don't get lost, right? And they're with you at death, they're with you at life, they're there. They're gateways. How are they gateways? There's many dimensions which we have not entered in human body. Human beings are seldom looking for more. More, I mean, their own spirituality, their own depth. They hardly grow in that field because their intentions are usually to get the things first, get their life together first, okay? So if they're sick, they want that help. If they're missing something, they will want that first, right? So very few souls have actually come on this planet where they have a higher seeking, that I want to go higher, you know, like you had, that I want to do this. It doesn't matter where, in Egypt, in India, or wherever, right? Or I had that, whatever it takes, I'm going to find my soul, my place in this universe, my position, right? Most of us are just looking for things. And so we miss out on the deep dimensions. We hardly touch 1 or 2, 3, 4 dimensions. We can't go, we can't access even the realm of angels maybe, or the masters, or the hidden worlds. We can't. It's not that we don't have the inner know-how. It's built into our system because we are established in every dimension, but we can't access it because nobody's told us and we have never experienced it. And we wouldn't need to, because if we are just locked in a box life, just fulfilling our duties and needs and desires, then we somehow never go deeper than that. And a lot of people think maybe humanity, maybe this is the ultimate goal. You just manage yourself and you die, hopefully without a regret, which is okay. But at the same time, that the human being is so, it's not just being human means a lot more than just your physicality, your body identification. So all these dimensions, mental, physical, and so many hundreds and hundreds of dimensions or aspects and frequencies that we vibrate at, we can't access. We can't access that knowledge, that know-how, those skills. So we are grasping with what we have. So this is your spiritual guru. In no time, holding hand, they could just carry, because they're in you. They're not holding your hand from outside. Sometimes it looks like Baba that he held my hand. But then when he was gone, he's never gone. He's always there, right? And then he just basically, you move through I was easily moving in and out of dimensions, life and death and other planes of consciousness, because I had the best companion. I had that guru who is established. Okay?
I'm sorry. So you say like you hear them really clear, right? I was always wondering why like mediums and stuff, they always seem to, they say, oh, I can talk to them, but they always kind of only get hints and stuff. And I
Yes, yes.
I mean, Ido, if you can hear, why would he not be able, like you
Yeah.
said, he talked to you in a whole sentence, I
Yes,
knew exactly
yes,
what it was, and
yes.
not just, well,
Yes.
there was a blue cloud, that means isn't that?
Yeah, no, it's very clear. It's when you actually meet your guru, things start to become very clear. It's not in half sentences. It's not minced words. It's not just images. Otherwise, it's our mind doing the images. It's not the guru. You're groping in the dark. So you pick up a piece, then you, like you said, you look for the meaning of that. What could that mean? Oh, I think this dream means this. In dream, this means. When the guru appears in a dream state, they're telling you exactly that these are the instructions.
Oh, that's good to
Yeah,
hear. I always
it's
thought
so
my
clear.
expectations was too high, because I always thought, that's funny. I mean, why would you, or like the mediums, is there somebody in your life with a red
Yeah.
bell? And,
Yeah.
it's just, I don't know. And it's not that I believe they can do that. I was just wondering
Yes.
why.
That's a good point.
That's a good point.
Part of it, but not.
Yes. And you know, the most foofy things is when people tell you that this green light is behind you, it's really there. Well, you don't know what the hell this green light is. What is it going to do? Oh, there's this guide behind you. You don't know. The guide doesn't speak. You know, you try talk. No talk. The guru, no answer. The guru doesn't. But this is not with the spiritual gurus. So the reason we are even having this conversation today, which we've never had in depth before, it may be your time. Now, another thing about meditation, how did I fast forward? If I only get these, if you look at it, all the people. So how did they fast forward into deeper states of meditation? So the guru becomes the gateway. So when I'm meditating, then my guru is with me. I'm looking at him and he becomes the gateway. And off I go into space through that gateway, right? And it's always protected. So it's no longer you need. I never talk about protection. You know, like a lot of other people, you have to protect your aura, you have to protect this. I don't usually find that, because there's such strong powers protecting me that I don't need to so much worry. So I can go ahead and protect other people. Because if I was to get worried about myself, then, you know, I wouldn't be able to do the work that I am born to do. So this is another, through meditation. Even if you don't have found your guru yet, you want to just imagine them as a body of light and then use that gateway. Just use an image of a guru till now. And your deepest desire, if it is true to meet your guru, you will. You will. There's no way. All desires manifest. The guru will appear, either in person or however, in a dream state. And they can, not just dream state, they will take on a physical body. I have so many cases, so many stories I can tell you where strangers appeared in physical bodies. Everybody saw them and they delivered the message and they were gone. So they will actually come as in physical bodies. So it's not, we don't have to guess ever. Yeah. But the intention that you want to meet, there's no way you can be here without your spiritual station, without your guru. So 2017, what does it mean in modern days today to have a spiritual guru? First of all, we have to, because the language we're using, and we see it all over, you know, that like we seem to be confused because nobody told us what a spiritual or your soul guru would be, right? So we would look at experts. Like I said, they're not your gurus. Anybody propagating a religion, a cult like that is not a guru. Those are just people on the physical realm trying to maybe help you with something or do whatever. But they're not those spiritual gurus that I'm talking about, right? So seldom, yes, it could be, but seldom, right? So when you come to, so once you become clear about it, you can set your intention. Otherwise, we get confused as to, oh, I think I met 4 there, and 5th one was this, and 3rd one was this. It's not there. Because you're looking for your soul keeper. You don't want a guru. You want you in the higher dimension. The guru is you, except fully established in all dimensions. So when I say I hear my inner guru, those who say that, they're actually only tuning into that higher guru, their higher selves, which is that manifestation, right? But since we are not clear, so if we are listening to ourselves, then why are we confused? Why are we weak? Why don't those messages make sense at all times? Why only at some time, right? So if you're still looking for advice, you're still looking for clarity from somebody else, then your inner guru is just not strong, and one should admit it. There's nothing wrong. My success was in this field that I could accept that there's many things beyond me and before me. I had no shame or ego in saying I need help with this, right? And then because I had the guru, I could actually ask, I could do a lot of things. I could get into the realm of gods and talk to, because the guru power was so strong, right? Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah?
But there's a lot of people, I think too, Ruby, that think they get those messages.
Yes.
And they totally believe that, and they totally believe that I was told this is what I need to do, and they go off on this tangent.
Yes.
And they're completely not where they should be.
Yeah.
And so I don't know what it is. Either they don't know enough within themselves,
Yes.
or what they're listening to is maybe ego, but it's not their higher self.
Yes, there's another sign is that the first sign when you really connect with the guru is feeling comfortable and sure of yourself. That's a very strong sign that you get, that you are confident, you are comfortable, and you're able to create your own resources to do what you want to do. That self-sufficiency is a strong sign, right? And then it is about exploring your own world, exploring your own self. So like I said, that they will not come and save you from a fall. They will not come and save you when you're losing money, because that may be the experience that you may need, actually, right? You may need the chaos. They will actually let you get into the chaos to get to the lowest point so you can reach the highest point. But when you start to connect, it is 100% that you will connect. There's no ifs, buts at all in this. There's no doubt. Because it is already your own power that is manifested. But full power, not just one life power. What do we intuitively access right now? Just from our personal experiences, right? Mm-hmm. That's the level of our intuition. We can't access more than that. We can't access the wisdom of the world, the wisdom of the tree, the wisdom of the ocean, or how the elements work. We don't have that. But your guru does. Storms can be created. Anything could be created, to save or to destroy the ego. Because when the ego is burnt, destroyed, the human being stands naked in front of God and said, okay, and says, lead me, I'm ready. Right? So it's really, really simple. The intention works. And this is what you want. So when we are not confused and we know what potentiality as such, it's not a great word in spiritual terms, but it is that what lies underneath our own self or hidden still is that guru power, which is the same inside, outside. And if you ask for the guru, 100%. It's not just like masters when they say that the master appears when you're ready. Not just that. Because you could actually be going down ready in any way, guru may not show up. but the Guru will show up if you ask. If you ask. Yeah. Ready or not, it'll show up. Yeah. And just have one desire then. Don't have 5 desires going. That, can you just look after my job? Can you do this? Can you do that? Because I'll tell you the power. If you connect to your living Guru, or if you connect to the Guru, everything starts to fall in place. All the pieces will fall. Because you start to embody that power. So you start to embody the know-how. You'll start to access your own field of wisdom and knowledge through that gateway. It's not somebody's doing it. He or she is not doing it. You have, the gateway is now open. The gate is open. Yeah, so it's a huge, I just thought that it is time that we talk about it, we bring clarity to this, because I know 2000, right now we're sitting where we have a lot of chaos. We have a lot of challenges. There's not just divorce, there's distress, there's disease, and things are happening in fast forward. So we are losing time very quickly, we're losing ourselves. At this time, in times of chaos, you connect with your Guru a lot faster. Lot faster. Because your desire is so deep. Your pain of separation, of not feeling all of you, is so hard, you know. So when that yearning and that fiery desire comes alive, that you're burning, you need that. So I would say intention, the only intention, and then don't wait. Let it just arrive. Yeah. So any questions so far? Otherwise, we'll go into a very nice meditation today in the cave.
I'm just wondering, like, I'm aware that I get a lot of help in what I do, but I don't know if it's a guru or an ascended master or a guide or angel or...
So you can actually ask for that. You do have your, I'm talking about your soul guru is you, remember? Is you in very established, in the fullest of the forms. They may be in body, but their consciousness absolutely is fully developed, established in many, many realms, but it's you also. So it's not somebody helping you that way. It's you accessing you. When we think of spiritual guru, we think it's outside another person. He was not another person. He was me. So he could see me, right? I've never wanted to go to a guru who couldn't recognize my soul. Because what would they do for me? Like, can you imagine going to a doctor who gives only Tylenol or vitamin C to everybody?
What do you know?
Yeah. So you want somebody who knows you. So they can look at you and say, okay, I know exactly this is what's happening, and I know the way. I know the way out. Right? So that's specific. So we can have that help. We should, absolutely. It's part of us, so we can ask for it. We can set the intention. Yeah? Yeah. We will do the meditation now, and then after that, we'll see what experience we come into. Okay. So back straight. Shoulders back. Close your eyes. Drop those eyelids. Beautiful. Smile on your face. Take a nice deep breath. Connecting body, mind, soul. And today, as we start this meditation, inner connection, I am going to ask our guide, your soul gurus, to appear. Even if you can't recognize, even if you cannot see, it's not important. Be assured that that presence will be here today. With deepest desire, deepest yearning to meet all of yourself today. Your soul guru, your spiritual self. We ask for love and light. We ask for wholeness, completeness, fulfillment. Whatever we do, whatever we think, whatever we feel, let it be a blessing from our soul guru. I want you to find yourself in a cave, deep, dark cave. You are sitting in the midst of, in this cave. It's dark, except there's a fire burning in front of you. Gaze at this fire. There's few small pieces of wood, 5 or 7 pieces of wood burning. Listen for the next few moments to the crackles. Listen, watch the sparks with your inner gaze. It is the best meditation to gaze into the sacred fire. If you start to think, if you start to leave the focus, then simply watch your exhale. Your mind will become instantly quiet and still, and you can again start to gaze upon the fire. So let us do it for the next few moments. The colors keep changing. There's warmth. The wood is burning. And now I want you to imagine a body of light right across from you. Don't focus on the body of light yet. Let this spiritual presence remain. Hold your focus still on the fire. Your senses start to become still. Body becomes quiet. There's very little fire now. Few sparks. Soon the fire will die. There'll be only ashes. As the fire disappears, this body of golden light in front of you appears stronger and stronger. Soon the fire will totally disappear. There will be no remains of this fire. Only thing that remains is this body of light in front. And as you breathe, with every inhale, you breathe this body of light into you till your entire body becomes this body of light. So take a few moments, let this transference occur. For what was outside today comes in you. Today you have physically manifested the dimension, the frequencies of your soul guru. That means that you will be able to recognize, hear, listen, communicate at every level here on. And now use this body of light as a gateway. And I want you for the next 2-3 minutes to step out into the universe, into the space. Just open the door and see what happens, where you go. You could find yourself anywhere, everywhere. The experience is much needed today. So go, enjoy, explore the universe from the body of your guru. You are totally protected and safe. Go wherever it takes you. You can come back to the body of light, to your body, whenever you choose to. And when you do, I want you just to focus on the exhale. Don't worry about the inhale. That'll fall in place. Just hold the focus on inhale so you could reach the stillest point of your consciousness. See how easy your body feels, comfortable the body is. The mind is quiet. There may be lingering questions, but nothing disturbs you. Nothing is odd. This ease is the first sign of being positioned at the right place in the spiritual embodiment of your Guru. One day you will carry forward the legacy of this Guru. What you receive today, you will share always. When you're ready, you can open your eyes. So if you open your eyes, you'll notice how even the eyes are clear. And the mind is down. How does it feel? How is it?
Very relaxing.
Quiet? Yeah. See, everything just settles. Yeah. That's the comfort level. Yeah. How is it? Yeah.
Yeah, really nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you all explore the universe a bit or get out there?
I chatted lots.
Okay.
That's normally me.
Okay. That's good.
That's okay.
That's
I was
fine.
exploring that way.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. You'll notice a change in the dream states too, that they'll become more clear, more active, and start to guide you. So your listening powers, your absorbing powers, your intuitive powers can sharpen. So definitely keep the intention. Do your meditations in this gateway. Maybe for the time being you can do the cave meditation. I've just recorded this actually, this meditation, and it's on YouTube now. It's called Hidden Powers. So it's under Hidden Powers on Enlightened Global YouTube channel. So you can do that and set the intention always that your Guru be with you. And then you will play like a child. This life will become very childlike, and you will be able to jump, skip, do whatever without fear of falling, without fear of losing yourself. Because this is the promise of the Guru, that you will never be lost, you will never get destroyed, you'll never be forgotten. So now, what do you have to do? You can just have a great time.
I kind of felt that they get lost in the dark somehow. I don't know whether that was falling asleep or, but I didn't feel like I was falling asleep. But I had trouble to imagine the
Yeah.
way and going out and.
Yes. So you may have, some people are not visual, so they will have, and what happens is there's the mental awareness sets in. So it's like, oh, am I sleeping? Am I there? What am I doing? Like all of a sudden this will step in. At that time you just go to exhaling. Just go to the breath. You don't need answers at that time because I'm with you. You're totally protected. You won't skip or this experience. So it's not like you would miss out, right? But you just go back to the exhale. Just trust that wherever you went, however it was just for you. Yeah. So
I just want to say thanks for the clarity, because I think the biggest thing I realized today was that the path that I've been on for like the last 10 years was actually initiated and I didn't even understand it. Because all along the way and all the things that I've done and the people that I've met, I've actually had people outright say to me, oh my God, you're so protected.
yes.
And I went, yes, I know that.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I mean, I was confident and,
Yeah.
you know, part of it was ego, absolutely. But part of it was like, yes, because I know I'm meant to be here
Yes.
because of the way things were unfolding. But I didn't realize it was the connection with my guru that was actually allowing that.
Yeah, absolutely. You couldn't have done the things you did without that. Even now.
I know, Ruby, and I didn't realize that
And
before.
to trust that wherever you are now is being facilitated by the same source. So when you feel at odds, when you feel I'm not where I want to be, and this was my biggest level of trust, that I never felt that I should not be where I was not. You're always grounded in that. So it's not like on and off. This level of trust develops and then you start to act upon it. And then the questions disappear that if I'm meant to be somewhere else, I would be, because I'm pretty sharp and the senses are very awake. There's no way I would miss out. So if I'm not there, I'm not there. And then, and if my mind is thinking unnecessarily, which can happen with foods you eat, certain foods, you haven't slept, the mind can go into a lot of overthinking. You just go back to exhale. Exhale is like dying to, and then coming back to that, not death, but the stillest point, where that void, and your resting consciousness. So you come back to yourself, then it kickstarts again. So when the stress comes, but always trust that you'll never be without. Yeah. It's really, really lucky that we have had gurus in physical manifestation. They take on and then they appear at a certain time. It's a big blessing to be able to just see that and feel that. But even if that doesn't happen to some people, it will still, they're protected. Yeah. Just the intention in itself. Yeah.
But it helps to have the understanding behind it.
Yes.
Like even
yes.
when you say now I know I have the faith, right?
Yes.
You know, because
Yes.
people say that. Well, because in the teachings, lots of teachers
yes.
these days say you wouldn't be where you are unless you're meant to be. And
Yes,
so it's like,
yes.
yes, I can repeat that, but do I believe it? Well,
Yeah,
I don't
yeah.
know. But now it's like with the clarity that we've had in this discussion today, now I can look at it and go, oh my God.
Yes.
I look at it and I'm like, yes.
Yes. See, so it's like traveling, journeying with ease. So if we don't have the ease, then we've gone off somewhere. But when there is ease is a sign.
Yeah.
When the ease comes back, it's a sign we're home.
Yeah.
So this is a big sign. So even if we got lost, we didn't get lost for maybe too long. And we got those experiences and we are back.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that kind of level of trust, it's not blind faith. It's
No.
something that is in the physical world. You exist because somebody else exists before you. Right?
Yeah.
It's a very powerful statement and a very powerful thought that you are because there was somebody else before you. Yeah. So we're never alone. But this power that I'm talking about, to be able to hit many dimensions, we'll find tons of teachers. We'll find tons of experts in every field. But the soul keeper, there's not two. There's only one. There's only one who will come for you. Because there's legacy of souls and there's so many keepers who actually control or are in charge, responsible for so many souls. They don't just keep changing, I'll take your turn, I'm tired, somebody else will watch you. It's not like that. I'm simply giving you a glimpse into the mind of a soul keeper, into what it could be. But when you start to experience that, you will know what that power is. So there's a very nice saying in India that by one of the mystics, that he says that if God and Guru were standing in front of you, who would you choose first? So the mystic says, I would definitely choose my Guru first, because only through the Guru I would recognize God.
Mm-hmm.
Can I ask you a question? I'm a little confused with, it seemed like when you first started speaking that the Guru was somebody there for you as you
Yes.
go along. But then you said, it's you.
Yes.
So can you reconcile that?
Okay. So when I say the Guru is in you, the Guru is also you, but also that power. So that power that's fully manifested, fully established in all the dimensions, you would call the Guru power. You are experiencing it in you in a very small dose.
So it's a power that, it's not you, but it's a power that you are experiencing.
You are
in you.
experiencing in you, yes.
I see.
Yes.
Because then you said it can show up through anyone, anywhere.
Yeah.
Right?
So yes.
Can you
So it can
clarify?
show up in anyone and everywhere. Some people, like I said, are very blessed. They recognize the Guru when they see them, or they have that recognition. If that doesn't happen, you can, many times we've had stories where all of a sudden you're in dire need and somebody comes up from somewhere that is not known to you and helps you with an answer or does something, but then they, after a while, they're gone. So they've taken on a manifestation just to communicate with you or to give you direction or give you that answer.
Like Om Baba.
Like Om Baba. Yeah.
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 So use that example.
Yes.
So Om Baba was someone that you met in, well, ethereal form,
Yes,
essentially, right
yes,
at the end,
yes.
right? But his knowledge and wisdom and everything is in you.
Yes.
Your part is part of you.
Yes. And also at one time, when just before my awakening, but it was about 6 months before, I was really seeking and getting desperate, like really down, depressed, because I thought I'd never find it. I waited, did everything, did every ritual, everything I possibly could to attain this state. But no help was coming, and I was really miserable. And then I've mentioned this in my book too, and I was at this Madras leather show where somebody told me that there was a very realized soul who knows every soul, like, so if I was lucky, this person would send him to me the next day. But he said the man was already old and they didn't know. So next morning at the hotel, this old man appears. Now also, he appears a lot like Om Baba in the looks. He looks just like that, same body. But I see him as another old man. He comes. The only message he gives me, he doesn't take money from me. He doesn't give me any clues on life. He just says, I'll tell you why you're here. Your only purpose is, God will be your partner. Your only purpose is that your gift is to see divine in everyone. In everyone you see, you can see divine. When you see divine, you can awaken divine. That's your only job. So God is your partner, and you will be doing that job. And then the man, and I said, how am I going to get paid for this? How should I have 2 girls? How am I going to make a living? He says, don't worry. You'll have more things than you can imagine. But you'll be given enough to do the job. And people will find you. So how will they know? They will be told. How will I know what to do? You will be told. That's all. The man goes away. I find out later that this person who was supposed to send the man, we talked to her because we wanted to talk to this man later. She said, I never sent anyone. She never sent anyone. So this was when I was in dire need and really needing help and totally desperate and down because I'd, in a way, risked everything. My children, my time, my money, just search. Lost. So many years of dark, lost years. Everything, And then, again, there's a manifestation, and this man appears and says. So this is how the Guru appears.
So this is different than someone who is maybe a friend,
Yes.
or you overhear something in a line and it turns a light bulb on.
Yes,
for
yes.
it. So you go, oh my God, and they give you this
Yes.
moment of truth.
Yes.
And it alters you, but it's someone that's different.
Yeah, it's different.
So that's not a guru moment.
No, it's not a guru moment. A friend telling you something is not a guru moment.
No, well, but
Yeah.
where it's an epiphany for you.
Okay, yeah,
Right?
yes,
Like,
yes,
just because we're going there now, right?
Yeah.
There's so many levels of,
yes,
priests, sages, realized souls,
Yeah.
guides,
Yeah.
angels.
Yeah.
If we're
Yeah.
going to go there.
Yes.
I'm just
There's a
curious.
whole hierarchy.
yes.
I'm just curious because, sometimes you think, like when you say a guru can
Right,
show up
I-
any which
sorry.
way.
Yeah,
So I wasn't sure if it could just
Yeah.
show up in a conversation. But you're actually saying no.
No,
it's
not
like
that.
a mystery figure.
Yeah.
Like somebody
Yeah.
will come and
Yeah.
go, okay, wow.
yeah.
Mine was a dream.
It's not just a realization, or it's not
Yeah.
something that, you would otherwise get in a dream. Rashna, here's So this is totally different.
Yeah.
And this power is totally different. Invincible power. And you will see. Try this meditation. Go back to the exhale. Put the intent strongly. See what materializes from here. It's really, if we're looking for magic, that divine magic, we can start to see it unfold. Because we have a lot of chaos right now in the world. We have a lot of chaos inside right now. This time is the best opportunity to connect.
I just have a question about Om Baba. You said he is in you, like you consider him your soul guru?
Yes,
But
yes.
wouldn't your dad have him inside too? Because I mean, your dad was one of his favorites, so wouldn't your dad? Well, your dad is probably not alive anymore, but
Yeah.
But what I mean is, it's not just you, though. It must have been your dad's too, right?
Yes,
Are other
it's-
people who saw him, or?
Yes, it is, everybody saw him, but it manifested in me because this was my calling,
Yeah.
right? To do that.
Just
So,
because her dad
yeah.
knew him doesn't mean
Yeah,
that
yeah.
he was his soul guru.
No.
He was
But
just
my
somebody he
dad
knew.
was going to, he was the family guru, right? So even though my mother went here and there, my dad was really clear that it was only one place. And when Om Baba would say that when he passed away, his funeral or cremation would only be paid by my father. He had many people come to him who would offer him, but he didn't take anything. But he would say the money would come from my father because he thought my father was the purest soul he had met. So that's why. So that's why the man who came in the morning after he had visited our place in the afternoon, met my mother and me, he came in the morning and he said, I've come to take money because Om Baba is no more. We found a letter in his place that said that my funeral money will be paid by Fakir Chand Bedi. That's his address. So they came to the address looking for my father to pay for the funeral that day.
Cool.
Yeah. So I'm very blessed to be able to have these experiences and have this faith. But that doesn't mean that I'm the only one. I share this because this is everybody's right to connect with the Guru. Yeah. So I think it's 8:30 or 8:50. Yeah, we will close now, and we will meet again next week, and let's see.
Thank you.
Yeah. God bless out there. Please share this wisdom message with your friends and others who could benefit, who are lost, lonely, forgotten, because when we hold each other's hands, then we can climb, we can reach much higher, much deeper, and serve our community and ourselves the best. Thank you. Namaste.